Jerry, kick us off on, if that's a black and blue division, kick us off into what's kind of a more high flying division. That's the AFC West.
Well, when you have the best quarterback in the league and Patrick Mahomes, there really isn't much else to really talk about, right? I mean, then you combine that with some of the league's premier weapons in Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, among others. I mean, it's just a no-brainer that the Chiefs are winning this division, running away, and likely in the AFC Conference title championship game. But the second place team, you might be surprised, I'm very bullish on the Denver Broncos this season. They're obviously not going to win the division because, of the Chiefs, but they will definitely be in the hunt for a wild card slot. And I think I like the combo of Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams in the backfield. I like the talent that they have, in their receiving core with Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. I think Teddy Bridgewater is that perfect game manager type of quarterback for this particular team. And Vic Fangio is going to have his defense playing at a high level. I love their pass rush with Von Miller back to go along with Bradley Chubb. They've added Kyle Fuller in free agency and drafted Patrick Surtain II. So lots to like in Denver. And I know there used to be a TV show called Everybody Loves Raymond. And since remakes are in vogue, maybe they should make one called Everybody Loves Justin. Because I think Justin Herbert is all I keep hearing about these days, and justifiably so, given, that he had a tremendous rookie season, and there's a whole lot of talent, that he's got to work with. But I'm just not sure that everything's going to come together under first-time head coach Brandon Staley, which is why I put the Chargers third. And, the Raiders, offense good, defense bad, same old story as last year.
Yeah, well, as they say in the radio business, let's mark the tape for that one, because Jerry being very bullish on the Broncos, because I think they're going to be terrible. I look at that division and think right away they have the worst quarterback and probably the worst coach. So, and I like Nick Fangio, but I like him as a coordinator. But as a head coach, I think he's too conservative. And when you don't have a dynamic playmaker at the quarterback position, that's just, you already got a somewhat conservative quarterback being held back by a more conservative head coach. So it's the equivalent of having Ferrari parts, but, or a Ferrari body and a Honda Accord engine, in terms of
Vic Fangio dirty like that. Come on, give Vic some love.
You talked about, who'd you talk about having on the hot seat?
Zach Taylor?
Oh, Zach Taylor. Yeah. I think Vic Fangio's, already feeling the heat, just because I watched that team a couple times last year and they just did not look cohesive. They didn't look like a solid team. So I got the Broncos coming in last by a couple games in the AFC West. So I think the Chiefs do not run away with it, but I see them putting up another 13 wins. Again, when you're talking about having the best quarterback in the division, not to mention Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Tyreek Hill, Kelce, a rebuilt offensive line. You're talking about a team who just keeps turning it over. And again, Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid's the best coach in that division. So you go best coach, best quarterback. That's who's going to win that division. That's the Chiefs. For me, the Chargers come in second because put me in that class of I am enamored with Justin Herbert. I didn't see the stardom coming out of Oregon. I thought he was going to be a good, solid quarterback, but he has done something to that team to rejuvenate him. If Keenan Allen can stay healthy, Austin Eckler is all the rage around the fantasy circles as a guy who's going to put up yards and touchdowns. So I see the Chargers taking a wild card spot. The Raiders coming in right around 500, but missing the playoffs, which will be a huge storyline as John Gruden and Mike Mayock miss the playoffs for the 5th year in a row. Is that what they're on now? And then what does it become? Does Derek Carr become the scapegoat for the team? Because it's not going to be John Gruden. Does Mike Mayock get ousted because, Gruden's pulling the strings? So that's going to be an interesting narrative throughout. So I'm saying Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. Jeff.
Yeah,
Where are you on the Broncos?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with your order there. I'm not seeing the Broncos coming out as a playoff team or taking that division. I definitely see the Chiefs is still the class of that division, right? Like 14-3, somewhere in there. And then the Chargers competing as well for a wild card spot right behind them. I mean, obviously, this may be the year finally the Chargers can like put it all together and make a good run. I mean, they've been knocked on the door, I think, last a couple of years. The Raiders, yeah, they might be in that 9-10 win area, and then the Broncos, they've improved, but again with Bridgewater and I don't know, I'm not seeing it in Denver, and then Vic Fangio will get fired and he'll get a defensive coordinator job somewhere next year. So that's kind of how I see it playing out there.